Hello and good afternoon. Today is November 18, so let's do the stream. One of the news is that Cloudflare had a big issue with some servers and half of the internet is not working. It's getting little by little restored, but so far there are key websites that are not working. So let's go for the economic calendar today. It's about half an hour before the open, so it's 9 p.m. We already have imports. We're going to have industrial production, housing, and then delay the factory orders. After this, we have the Treasury, international capital of fall. Which would be right after the market open. What do we have in the picture? So now we can start talking about lower price action across the board. Japan closing a low, China closing on a low, UK, Europe, and the US, or the US and Europe, for about 2 weeks and a half, right? Can we get worse? Oh yeah, we can get much worse. But now, like the consolidation level of some of these indexes are being retested, and if they don't trade higher, there is some room to the downside. How much? A lot. I mean, we can be talking that we can drop 20, 30, 40%, and nothing will change from the macro picture. I mean, equity valuations from around the world will get cheaper, but nothing really statistically or in the long-term picture will change. I'm not calling for that. I want a positive year and I expect the market to be resilient. But now it's looking a bit different than it was looking a week ago. Why? So let me tell you. Let me remove the banner and the image. Banner, this one. You can see in the daily candles of the S&P 500, we had a low, right? A high, and now we have a lower high, and here we are about tasting support. Today overnight we're trading a bit lower, so the question here is this support going to hold or not? If not, we go right here. We were here in the middle of October. It's not a big deal. But now we had a whole month of people trying to make money to the upside, and they're seeing that, hey, for the last month, it did not work, right? If we go into the weekly candles, we have 3 weekly candles in a row with down pressure. It is true that this can change. We're only Tuesday, right? So we can flip around and positive and close positive. And Nvidia, the earnings of Nvidia, can be a big part of that. But we need to be watching, because if they does not change the tone on the market, hey, this is what I mean with the monthly candle not being so strong. We had 6 strong monthly candles positive. Here we have a little down pressure. Now we're building down pressure here. Let's see how we close November. In the quarterly candles, yeah, we had a negative quarterly candle because of the tariffs implementation. But after that, the market recovered nicely. And nothing. I continue the trend, right? We continue the trend. And put some mood. And here we can see how for the month of November, the downside pressure has been a lot stronger than the upside pressure. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 days close to the 1% and only one positive. This is saying already, hey, watch. It is true that it can turn from this point going forward. It is true. But so far, it's something we didn't see in a while, right? Here, 4, close to 1, -1 in some time. You see here how it was a lot stronger. It is true we had this here, but it was reversed the following day. Internally, new highs versus new lows in the New York Stock Exchange. We got 3 days in a row down, 4 days in a row down in Nasdaq. So the weakness is coming more from the Nasdaq, but the New York Stock Exchange as well, right? We have 300 names here, 160 names here, down. Down, I mean, making new lows versus stocks making new highs. VIX is trading above 20, so I say, hey, this is something to watch. Now the 20 level, let me make it a little bigger here. The 20 level was taken. And here we can go to VIX Central. And we can review that. You see, the November prices are higher than the December prices. So this is not a great structure, right? Gold still not performed very well. Now we are back to 54.6 as of the close yesterday. We're going to review now how we are doing in the with live data. Crude, it's 14. S&P is 30. Gave a little percentages in the last 2 days. We can see this here. Month to date, we are -2.4. In the macro view, still very strong. The many equities indexes positive. Only Argentina from the majors that I follow is negative. The US is lagging, you see. India is lagging, and remember this is US dollars, okay? US dollars. Australia is similar to the US, and then we have China, UK, France, Canada, Switzerland, Japan, Hong Kong, and Germany. Then the bonds of 10 years of South Africa and Mexico are doing well this year. And then a bunch of countries having over 30% return in dollars. Very strong equity for the year so far. What do we have here that is getting some flags? So in the last 2 days, oil has reversed, right? Then we have in the last 30 days is positive, but in the data from 90 days to 2 years is weak. I don't know if we are placing some low on oil, but certainly the military activity near Venezuela it's helping oil prices, right? Another big mover in the last 2 days has been Apple, -2. Gold and silver, Bitcoin. This is very relevant because last week gold and silver were holding quite well. You can see how they were almost positive in the last week data, and in the last 14 days, even with the drop of, I could make this bigger. Even with the drop of the last 2 days, they're still positive. Year to date, Nvidia is doing extraordinary, better than, year to date here, it's 34%. Together with gold and silver doing very good. Japan, 26 as well. Okay, 26. And here emerging markets, year to date, 29%. The euro to the US dollar is 12% in year to date. And that's pretty much all. So if we want to continue to the downside, we need to look at these instruments. And of course, everyone is going to be watching Nvidia earnings, right? So that can be a catalyst for the market to turn. As of now, we are below yesterday's low area in the QQQ, and let's go to Think or Swim, and let's start with the euro. With the euro, we have this trend line, this one that says, hey, if we break this, we could accumulate lower. So far, it's being respected, right? And then we have this other one that is, if it doesn't break higher, we could say it's retracing a little bit, right? This one was taken, I need to remove it. And this one I keep. If we are still between these two white lines, I say wait, right? Wait for a direction. Bitcoin is, so let me show you here in this picture. For the last 5 days, this is the change in the last 5 days. Euro is about flat, you see. Bitcoin is not, it's 11% down. It seems this could be a hammer. Interesting, still red, but it rejected this low at 89. What is the low here? 89,300. Yes, it got rejected. So let's see. It is true that yesterday we mentioned, hey, it will look for a direction, and if you break this, there is more downside pressure. I got the alerts on the email, and now I'm going to activate the other alerts to the upside So if it trades above, you send me an email and place this on. Right, if we trade up at this level. Crude. It's inside of the triangle. I don't want to do much. The yes, this has been weaker and weaker. So the boxes here for the 2-to-1 risk reward ratio is done. I'm going to remove this. Remove rectangle. And now we tested this support area overnight. Let's see how we're doing here in the intraday. So overnight we tested 6637.35. It tried to go again, it couldn't. Now we have the option in 10 minutes to go. So let me show you what we can do here. Market internals, I don't think they're going to open positive. Expecting Nvidia is going to be a challenging day, but down pressure could definitely take control. We could go here, retest, and negate it, right? That could be a positive for the market, or go here, retest it, and break it. If the market internals are weak, I give this number 1. I give this number 2. Staying in a range like this, it will not allow us to make money nor to trade. It is relevant that in the daily candle we had broken this triangle. I thought it would not break so much. I was under the impression it would not continue trading lower. It did. Let me remove this target of the short. I can activate this and move it here. And now say bulls need to show up. Bulls should show up there. If not, remove drawing, all-time highs. This is November open, so we are 5 down, 3 really down candles for November open. September low is here. This is everything I have. Gold. Okay. This is not an easy one. The 2-to-1 trade did not work. It retouched the base, and the question here is, hey, it bounced right here where we said, hey, bulls should get to work in this area, right at 4,000. They did it, and they took it to 4,080. But if the truth is, if bulls were really, really strong, we would not have 3 negative candles in a row, right? Can we change this? Yes, we can change this. Activate, remove, activate. So the new trade now, if we are bullish, is, hey, we are here trading at this zone. Duplicate. We can do a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio like this, just to take us to the previous high, right? Does it make sense? It's a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio with a strong candle. Yes, it makes sense. Why is this oval here? Because if it fell, Support should be, let me change it. Drawing. Support should be found somewhere here. Right. 3,600 area. That it was the initial burst. This is a good trade, and I'm going to start launching the trading terminals. In 10 minutes we start. And let's see what we have. So if you need to launch Think or Swim, Tasty Trade, Interactive Brokers, whatever you use, TradeStation, Ninja Trader, which is here. Let me check. Oh, I don't have data. 1 second. No data. Data. Okay, no data. Okay, data. So right now Apple positive. Remember, this is the close of yesterday. Let me show you only here. So this number here is the close of yesterday. This is the last price, and this is the difference in percentage, right? So far we're half mixed, right? Tesla giving up a little bit, Google quite positive, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, and Meta down heavily. Apple and Broadcom about flat to positive. Let me move these trend lines here. This is very simple. If we start trading below this line, we should be looking for bears, downside pressure. If we start trading above the green line, we should look for continuation to the upside. This is the gold trade.
Order cancelled.
Let me get this going.
Order cancelled.
Order cancel.
Order filled.
Now we got some exposure to gold. Remember, this is not for education. I manage money, but this is for education only. This is for education only. Okay, let me go back and put this. Remember, this is only for education. Okay, this is gold. Let's go to the NQ. The NQ, which has been weaker than the S&P, now we have reached the 2-to-1 risk reward ratio completely fine. We tested overnight, we retraced. The target of the shorts was complete, so remove this. The stop of the short was complete, so remove this. Remove, drawing, remove, drawing, remove, drawing. Trend line, yes, we can make a trend. Oops, we can make a trend line from the high to here, activate. We make it 2, and we say, hey, if that is not broken to the upside, why are you fishing for lows, right? 5 minutes to go. Why are you looking for lows when the trend line is clear, not looking great? We can do the same from this low to the overnight low. We're in a triangle. Let's wait to resolve. Yeah, it's true. The ES already resolved. So silver. Woohoo! Silver. So the 3-to-1 here, the 2-to-1 did it, actually did a 3-to-1. Now let's remove this and activate this. So we have similar picture. If we do this, enter here with a stop loss on today's low, duplicate, and we look for a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. It takes us to near all-time highs, right? Oh, a little lower. Oh, a little lower. So let's go and limit price.
Order filled.
And we go here. Let's see. 4 minutes to go, and we have the YM. Okay, this was something that was holding me a little more bullish than before. I was saying, hey, if the YM just did the all-time highs a few days ago, I mean, it's not so bearish, isn't it? But now, look what happened. After the all-time highs on the 12th, so the 12th was last week, Wednesday, we had 4 negative downs candles strong. This is down. Sorry, this is down 5% in 6 trading days. So clearly there is some selling in the Dow Jones, right? Where can we see buyers interested? Oops. What happened here? In this area. If this is not defendable, then we go lower. Here. Okay. I don't trade the YM that much. Apple, I was saying, hey, you remember, this is not bearish because look, it's holding. It is bearish even though it's holding. AMD, not looking bad. Amazon is looking weaker than the rest. Broadcom, okay. I have marked here for a trade to see if it has a strong power to close the gap. Gap down, gap up. Here you can see the gap downs is this red and blue shows the gap. So this is the gap higher, this is the gap lower, another gap lower. And how is it right now? Positive. 285, 288. So still it's going to open inside of the yesterday value area. Inside the Meta week. Microsoft, not looking bad. Nvidia, this is all the news is going to be watching here. We could trade to support or lower or get closer to all-time highs. Oracle, bad. And we are open. Palantir, Russell. So remember, this high was a month ago. And since then, it had tried with the S&P 500, but then it's trading much lower. This is about from the high to the low is about 8%. S&P, SUA Tesla. So had two gaps down, Tesla here. You see these 2 days. You recovered this one and it's inside of yesterday value area. So let's see how market internals open. Send this to Discord. I didn't open Discord the whole day. And so far we have New York Stock Exchange red, Nasdaq red, and most of the sectors since they opened about flat to bearish. Actually, they're getting bearish. Okay, so let me take a picture of this. No, not this picture. Let me put the XPX here. In this picture. Send it to Discord here for reference. Week. What else do we have? Oh, so I could go here, copy this link, share it to Discord, YouTube, go there, sharing it. Let's go 3 time frames. Yes. Oh, NQ. Let's go to the NQ. Activate. So far positive. It's pushing higher. I have here marked October open. So far holding. Let's go to the chart, the trading platform. And here we have the lines that we have to update. So big trade, 65 contracts on NQ. This is probably the question here. Is this a stop loss or is that a new entry? We will never know. But it seems it's a stop around this level. This is a sell. Near the high. Collapsed. Market internals, remember, are negative. Tick is near 0. This is improving. Interesting. The volume is improving. And the advance and decliners. Oh, all the systems. Okay, let me put this on Discord. Market internals here. And this change. Now they're all positive. NQ retracing. And that's all. That's all for me and for now. I'll catch you in the next one. I have to get to do some trades. And I'll see you soon. This is a so see you. Take care. I'll catch you soon. Bye bye.